Just roll it. Roll with it, baby. Right. We're on.
Well, it's
Super Bowl Sunday. All right,
Kansas City versus the world. We'll see. How the hell are you guys?
They sure have made it seem that way, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. A bunch of upstart underdogs. You got the MVP of the league, one of the best tight ends, decent enough defense, and like they're underdogs somehow.
I love how they've turned the Super Bowl into a political statement. It's like the Midwest. The Midwest and
against California.
Not well that and like flyover country versus the coast. And I just kind of find it interesting. And then the 49ers were out partying until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning the other night, and the Chiefs have a curfew, and it's like, we're here to come work. This is a business trip. It's just really funny how they're turning this into. I am quite confident that the Chiefs probably went out and partied a few times. Like, how are you going to tell Miami? How are you going to tell a bunch of grown men and their families that they can't go do stuff?
So the purpose of the podcast is obviously pediatric cancer, and we want to get an update on Grit. But before what's your predictions for the game? Ari, score?
We are not Chiefs fans. We are Bears fans.
No one's perfect.
You adopted the Bears because of your husband?
Well, here's the thing is I'm a football on Saturday kind of girl, not a football on Sunday. So I could take it or leave it, but my husband is a diehard Bears fan, and our quarterback's hot, so I'll just go with that.
He's the worst.
He sucks. Trubisky?
Not Trubisky. Her husband's the worst.
And so, not a fan of the Chiefs, but for my friends that are diehard, lifelong fans, I'm excited for them because they're going nuts. It's just insane to watch. And so when it's been this long, I kind of attribute it to kind of how my husband was when the Cubs won the World Series. And like those diehard fans that have just been beat up all these years to watch them lose. I'm excited for those. So those fans, Trish, Tina, Rachel, super excited for you guys today.
I want the Chiefs to win because I want everyone in this town and in this part of the world to be in a good mood.
So you're not a Chiefs fan also?
Well, no, I won't say I'm not a fan. I enjoy going to their games. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the best places to watch a game in the country.
It is. I agree.
There's really not a bad seat in the house. If you're up in the nosebleeds, or if you're in club level, or if you're down in the bowl. I've watched I don't know how many games there. My student aid's mother she works on the office side, but she's pretty high up there with the Chiefs. Matter of fact, she's on our leaderboard.
Oh, cool.
And she's been walking around Miami for all week and just racking up those miles. So
I heard that the Chiefs are bringing everybody in their organization, including janitors, whatever, plus one, 2,000
the parking people, all that
everybody.
Stuff. Yeah, that's super cool. Which is another reason why we can say we're better here in the Midwest.
Yeah, so both Chiefs win so far, We're hoping for it. I also think that whoever scores first, or if you build a 10-point lead in this game, I think that's going to be what it takes. Because if the Chiefs get up, I don't think the 49ers have the juice to come back. And if the 49ers get up, their defense is so good, and also their running game is good. They can burn the clock. I think that would, if I were coaching this game, setting up a game plan, it would be to throw everything you can in that first quarter to try to build a lead and then hold on tight. Because, but go Chiefs. I think it's going to be a good game.
So,
you're Grit.
Let's bring him in for
on the scale of hot quarterbacks, you're probably going for the 49ers, right? Isn't Jimmy G the hottest quarterback in the league?
He is a tasty dish.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I'll just say it. I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
There you go. Grit. Come here.
Oh, come here.
Come here. Okay.
Thank you.
Come here.
This is pretty.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
Devin, who do you got for the game tonight? Chiefs. You got the Chiefs.
He's a Missourian.
Yeah. Missouri.
Oh, closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, look who's back.
Is it on? Oh, okay. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Say hi.
It is great.
Say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Did you go to St. Jude this week?
Yeah. I come here.
You were happy to come home?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This here's downstairs.
Yeah, you're here downstairs.
Yeah, I am this pretend.
What did you eat for breakfast?
Donuts.
Donuts. Ooh.
You gonna watch football today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
And Colorado
Was
Dad
it
gives
a long week? Was it a long week at the hospital? Uh-oh.
My name?
Yeah, your name?
Oh, you're a lefty.
Southpaw.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah, he does his bro. He's probably gonna be a lefty. Grandma's a lefty. Grandpa's a lefty. Laura's dad's a lefty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's probably in there. I don't know if that's a genetic thing.
You gonna make him a pitcher, a lefty?
I like baseball. I never played baseball growing up, except for Sandlot baseball.
Yeah.
But,
Cleat chaser right here.
well, he'll be too young for you most of your life, Harry. But if you're still hot and bothered by young men, when he's 18, you'll be 54. So
Christmas colors.
I know that's the new thing. What do they call those?
Call what?
My name
Older women who like younger men.
Isn't it cougars? Isn't that
Cougars.
Yeah, cougars. So,
All right. So for this family-friendly show,
Yeah.
round with the bus. Did I go round with the bus?
Yeah.
oh, cool.
how was everything in St. Jude this week?
So it went.
Bubbles here.
It went good. Is this gonna be hard? Should we get him out of here?
I mean, we can hear you right now, but
Okay. All right, Grit. Say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
We'll let you come back in a little bit,
You can go
okay?
upstairs with Mom, okay?
Where are you going?
Nowhere. We just gotta finish the show.
Go upstairs with Mama, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Welcome downstairs and see you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can come back in a little bit. Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
7:30.
Okay.
I just gotta get it. If I can get it on out, I'll be able to find it a lot better.
Okay. What are you gonna try to edit it out?
Well, I mean, I was gonna get the part where you asked me if
Oh, okay.
I'm in all this now.
I wonder. It would be great if we found out if people. I think a lot of people that listen like hearing that little stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, I guess I'll keep it in.
we'll see. I mean, they'll tell us. We've got all good reviews so far. So we're gonna say, hey man, keep that little kid off your show. It makes it terrible.
Yeah, the reason we have the show. Get him out of here.
I would probably respond back and be like, do you hate kids with cancer?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Maybe this isn't the podcast for you.
Yeah.
Well, there's at least 2 or 3 other ones you could choose from in the world.
There's 450,000 podcasts.
I think I was the last white person in America to not have a podcast until starting this. That's impressive. Well, that's what you do.
I love it. I love it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, well, good.
I'm into it. I'm into it big time.
So how did St. Jude
Okay,
go?
so they left on Sunday as we were recording last week, and on their way there, everything went smooth. They decided to take the longer route through Columbia and St. Louis, and it's about almost another 100 miles. You know, the nice thing about it is you get to go 85 the whole way. But you got to drive through the not beautiful part of Missouri.
That's God's
for the
country as
most
far
of
as I'm
it.
concerned.
I-70.
I like Columbia.
Well, Columbia's nice, but
Once you it's like from Kansas City or Lawrence to there about 2/3 of the way, and the topography changes and it's kind of neat, like the bluffs and whatever.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's pretty cool. But yeah, some of it's not.
I used to
very
get down
interesting.
towards Cape Girardeau.
Yeah.
And you get to see some of that Civil War history.
That's cool.
But then you get into Arkansas, and it's nothing but the cotton fields and
You have to go through Arkansas?
yeah,
Huh. I never.
just the way where Memphis. If you look at a map, Memphis is an incredibly unique part of the country. You could get to Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee within like 10 minutes. It's like right down there in the corner.
Interesting.
And you're not very far from Kentucky either. So It's kind of geographically, it's kind of neat. But anyway, so it turned out that they weren't scheduled till Tuesday, and there was a snafu with the scheduling that we weren't updated to. I don't know if it would have made a difference. My mother went down with them, and it was business as usual. The only thing that Laura said was an issue was one of the drugs, one of the nausea medications that he can get in Kansas City isn't given in Memphis. For what reason? She couldn't get a reason. So he's a little more nauseous, but as you can see, it's like nothing happened. So the big day is in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from tomorrow. That's when we find out.
That's a big scan, right?
That's the big scan.
The big one.
We're either it's good scan, and we got 6 more months. We have a expiration date. If it's not, we start all the way over.
And it's starting, which we don't want to talk about too much, but so that would mean another year,
at least a year,
and then
at
back,
least a year, and at some point. At some point, the body's going to give out. So, I don't know. I feel very good. Feel confident. I mean, look at him. So, if you're going to if I'm basing my confidence off of his, then we're good. But you never know. You know, you guys have met 2 people who weren't as lucky. So, you know, we're going to be excited to talk to our guest today, or I guess on Friday, as you're listening to this. Jill Wagner, her son Tucker, had a brain tumor, and I think it did cause him to go blind, but he's a, junior, senior in high school, and life is as good as it can be for him. He's such a funny kid. I was standing in the middle of the hallway at school the other day, and I don't know if he knew it was me or not. And I was trying to not be in the way, and I turned around to talk to another kid, and he whacked me with his walking stick. And I said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, Tucker. I'm sorry for being in your way." He says, "You better be sorry." And I walked off. It was funny. I don't want to go into a sob story, but I hate it when my wife is gone that long. It's cool for a day or two tops. Yeah. Then I don't sleep the rest of the week. These are the worst workouts I've had. I probably should have I took a kind of a day off yesterday. I just did 5K on the elliptical and stopped. I did not. I was tired. I was hurting. I worked 18 hours Wednesday, Thursday, for 18-hour days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a 12-hour day yesterday. I didn't want any. I'm tired.
Sometimes you got to take a little step back to take 3 steps forward.
And Ari went out and busted out a 10-miler.
Yeah, so today is my worst day. 100%. Yeah, it hurts. I doubted myself, definitely, yesterday. It was tough. I hadn't done 10 miles before. It hurt. I had a little bit of a meltdown afterwards. I think I was tired. I think I was dehydrated and everything was hurting. But, I thought to myself, I cried all the way home. I mean, I was a mess. And I thought, what if I can't do it? What if I can't do that half? What if I can't get those other 3 miles? And, some days you feel like you're gliding and you're just cruising and the tunes are good. And then some days your legs feel like tree trunks and you just can't get them to move. And I was a little bit in between those two yesterday. It was beautiful out though. And I thought about how rough of a week Grit had and Laura had being away and you had, having them be away, and told myself, shut my mouth, suck it up and just keep going. I'm lucky to be out there. I'm lucky to have a healthy enough body to go and do that. So you kind of have to have a little pep talk with yourself sometimes, tell you to.
Yep, that's what I did. Friday, I was not. I woke up and Friday ghost just choking me.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah, but like you, what was it? 2 weeks ago was the National Quitting Day for
19th. That's right.
So we're past that, but like we had suspected. We're always excited when we get our new running shoes and a new program, and we're gonna do this, and it's fun until it isn't, and then you need to be accountable. And sometimes you have to be honest and say it is okay to take a day off, which means maybe you're only doing a 5K on the elliptical, or doing some core stuff, or I don't know, just yoga, stretching, something, active recovery. But being gentle with yourself and keeping those goals in mind, and finding that inspiration to get you to the next workout. And to me, I don't know how you feel about this stuff, both of you, but sometimes once you get to the gym, or once you just lace up your shoes and you start, then you can do it. But it's going from 0 to 1. Whatever that step is the hurdle you just have to get over. But once you start moving, it's like, I didn't feel like lifting weights until the first set was done. I'm like, okay, I got this. And then you just finish it, Is that how you guys handle that too? Like just starting, so maybe.
Yeah, because once you get going, you know what it takes to finish. Yeah. So you do. Maybe not on the runs, because some days I'm like, I feel good, I'll run another mile, or I'll walk another mile, or I still feel good, I'll go do another 3 miles on the elliptical or the lateral machine.
Yeah, and they say like that first mile is all in your head. The rest of it's hard. And it is true. Like and sometimes I'll put my route to where I have that big hill right away. Like get over that hill and then just enjoy it. Enjoy is kind of a strong word for it when my shins are burning, but no, like that first mile, it's all in your head. Get it, keep going, and then after that it's all hard, definitely.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Even like I've got my music, and there's a handful of songs that'll just boom, they'll snap me right out of it. And I started to kind of become benign to certain songs, so I started deleting them and stuff, which sucks, because like some of my favorite ones are no longer effective. But
what's your go-to, both of your top 3 that'll get you through it?
Right now it's Shoot the Thrill by AC/DC.
It's a good one.
The Distance by Cake.
Okay.
And
Going the Distance.
Yeah. And Sabotage by the Beastie Boys.
There you go.
But like, I will start and finish my workouts with Going the Distance from Rocky.
Yeah.
So I'll start and finish it with that. Nice. So
and I think we're definitely gonna have a show where we just like share our podcast or share our playlists and whatnot. But
we are officially on Spotify now, so you can share that.
I saw your Spotify, and you like Red Dirt. I had no idea.
Oh, I love Red Dirt.
I was in a Red Dirt band in college.
Oh my god, yeah.
Nobody even knows what Red Dirt is.
Oh, dude, Jason and I hung out with Sonny LaRue, Jason, Cody Canada.
I saw that.
You know all those people.
He was not as good as I had hoped, Stoney. He was like, he's kind of Stoney. If you're listening, I apologize. He was like, I call him low energy Stoney now. He just sat in once.
Casey Donahue.
Casey Donahue was the best.
I will make every show that I possibly can Casey Donahue's.
Devin is like, what?
I know.
This is not the music of the youth.
So I love Red Dirt, but like right now, Game Day by Boulevard. Oh my god.
No.
Like, and it has horrible words in it, but it is screaming at you and it's telling you to get up, and it's
what kind of music is that?
Oh, it's rap, like total hardcore.
I'm not familiar with that.
And I was just like,
never heard of him.
Yeah.
How about you? Game Day?
Probably.
By Boulevard?
Yeah.
They make good beer.
BLV.
Did you say?
9 Inch Nails.
Oh, yeah, Devin's.
I don't know about that, but like.
Devin's a Volbeat fan, man.
Volbeat, yeah, man. There you go, buddy.
Yeah,
he shows up at school. And I was like, he's got his he's usually got like Dr. Dre or Death Row Records and stuff on, and he shows up with a Volbeat t-shirt on. I was like, Volbeat.
It's a lot of range.
And then we started talking about Volbeat, and I'm like, this kid's legit. He could stay.
Volbeat's
good. I probably have the most random mix of. I have.
Mine's pretty jacked up.
Rap.
Pretty eclectic in there.
I have.
Eclectic is a good word.
Red Dirt. I have like a church song. I've got One Shining Moment. And let me just say, last week on our run, when we were on like crossing Mass Street, One Shining Moment was on. I was like,
oh, that's
cool. Appropriate.
See, for me, while I know that's a good song, it's very sentimental to people. I'm just like, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to wait around for One Shining Moment. And I'm like, oh, turn the TV off.
Amazing.
So here's my playlist there for you. This is perfect. You should get out your phone, and we should have Devin come out here and get on his phone.
It'd be a good
and
pod.
then we can promote this podcast to
we will do
kids
we'll do
ages 8 to 14 years old. They will like, look at these people sitting around watching their phones. We get like 10 million views.
Next week I'm gonna bring over some toys. I'm gonna open them up on camera.
Yeah.
Views, people like to watch that. Or do you have any pimples? Like, pop your pimples. That's another thing people enjoy watching.
Do you know
apparently.
that's a like a real addiction that people have? And you know what I told my wife? I think my wife's kind of one of those people that's addicted to that. And I said,
oh gosh,
I'm like, you know what? It's better than heroin.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Put it in my vein. I don't need to watch people.
I get
their
that for you, but like
pimples.
if your significant other's gonna have a strange addiction, heroin, it's better than shooting up heroin or something, you know.
It's random.
I know, but it's therapeutic for them.
It's not for me.
You guys know how much effed up stuff there is in the world. Popping pimples is pretty benign.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No harm, no foul.
There's lots of that's a technical foul in the
Well,
words.
I get it. No, I get it. It's totally weird, and I'm like, ugh, what are you doing?
Is this what you do when they're away at St. Jude? You watch random shows like this and
Me?
yeah.
No, they're my wife, not me.
No, I know, but like you come up with
You guys don't have a clue. We could have a whole different show on Stranger Things. I mean,
People
but you understand,
eating
I
rocks
don't,
and
when
stuff.
I have spare time, I can't just sit there. So I'm either reading something, listening to something.
read.
And I'm getting ready.
We'll have a whole show on like playlists. We could have a show on what we reading.
The weird stuff we're into, like pimple popping.
I'm not into
a
that.
book nerd. It's ridiculous.
I'm getting ready to start Jocko Willink's new book.
I'm listening to, so I don't know, we can have a whole show, but a great book by a punk band called No Effects. That it's a fantastic audiobook. These are some of the most just insane stories you could ever hear, and they're hilarious. And some of them are sad, talking heroin addiction, all kinds of stuff. But the highs and the lows, fantastic. So that's what I'm currently reading. Some punk rock. So we went from 9 Inch Nails and Volbeat to Red Dirt to punk rock. Yeah, good times.
Team Grit podcast.
Team Grit podcast.
Well, I mean, I personally think that some people want to get on and listen to what normal people do, and the best part about this, we were kind of talking about it the other day, coming up with some kind of tagline, and you know, for me it's just like, you know, this is a place where ordinary people can come and learn how to do extraordinary things, and not even necessarily learn how to do extraordinary things, just, you know, we're a community that's gonna grow, and we're gonna continue to grow week by week. And, you know, we started literally a month ago yesterday. And there was one marathon runner and one half marathon runner. And now I've got 2 people that are going to join me so far in the marathon. Our nurse practitioner said that he said, well, if he's really going to do it, I said I'd do it with him. So
It's amazing.
yeah.
Well, and you know, like talking about, you know, just making a difference or whatever. So Steve Sodergren, who's been on here and we run with him. So he posted this morning, on Sunday mornings, he goes to the Topeka Correctional Facility and runs with the women inmates. And, you know, he's going to run. He's getting them out there doing something physical. But I don't think he knew how much of a difference he was making, because this gal said, you know, I'm a 40-year-old recovering meth addict, ex-smoker, past drug dealer with history of anxiety and anger issues. I've been broken and defeated, homeless, abused, and deserted. I'm now a completely different person, happier, healthier, energetic, and positive. The running club is my mental health med, and I've been able to reclaim my life through running. And he's just going to run. He's getting his workout in. Thought maybe it, you know, would be good for them to get exercise, but he's changing lives over there. by running.
It's changing lives in here.
It's crazy.
Steve may be one of the best people I've ever met. Like, I just constantly amazed with his kindness, his generosity, his
so
curious. Like, he's everything. Like he's a great human being, and I'm glad that he's a part of this team. Obviously, like I've learned a lot from him, and he definitely makes me want to be better. But he sets a really high bar. Yeah, that's great.
You know, when I think about Steve and who are the people that are going to fight this fight, and then Isaiah 6:8 comes up.
Yeah,
I heard the voice of the Lord. You know, who shall I send, and who will go for us? Send me.
Send me.
Send me.
It's I'm just really proud to be a part of something like this, to where that's what I aspire is knowing like that we've inspired somebody to do better with their life.
That's it. Give a little bit better.
Give a little bit back to somebody, pay it forward, just be a little bit better.
Yeah, think how great the world would be. How great the world would be if we all committed to getting a little bit better every day.
Yep, and I like that. That's what we're doing. Should we take a quick break and come back? Let's do that. We'll be back in a minute.
Welcome back from the break.
From something or other.
Yeah. So one cool thing that we did the grit run. I didn't put any of this stuff on our Facebook page. I better do that now. So there was a group of people. We weren't sure what to expect. We talked briefly about it before we did it, but now that the mission is complete, we had 15 people show up and run Grit's name through the streets of Lawrence, and it was really cool. Brandon took a lot of great pictures, and
Ben even ran the first 3 blocks. You guys all excited, and he's like, "Okay, I'm cold. Let's go."
Didn't move the needle.
It was cold. It was a waste of his time.
Oh, that was awesome.
It was so fun.
Yeah, and then we went and had a big lunch and had some beverages, and it was a good time.
It was a good time. We got to do that again. We're going to get more people.
Well, Coach Dietrich, who came with us, and his wife Danielle, and his mom.
She had a killer pace.
Yeah, we are going to do. They lost their daughter 7 years ago, not to cancer. She just had a rare genetic disorder. She was with us just under 2 years. We're gonna run her name next Sunday, and it'll be fun. I think the A is gonna be lowercase, but I don't know. I'll do whatever. I can. But it ended up being. Steve thought it was going to be about a little over 3, and it was a little over 5 miles.
Oh wow!
So
it was a good run.
And how he sold it to me is we were going to walk between the letters, but everyone wanted to run, so we ran. I felt good. I felt good the whole time. I don't think I let myself recover good enough, and then the stress of the family leaving made it difficult, but. It was good. But yeah, and Big Mike ran the whole way. The first time in his life he'd ever ran that far. 390 pounds, and he ran the whole time, and he would not quit. And it was pretty cool. I'm happy for him. We have a mutual friend, another big guy. He's one of your, he's one of the, I'm about to blow up. You just ain't seen me yet. Y'all be sleeping on me, people. And he came up to me at school. He's like, I see Big Mike's on there with you. I got to get on this. I said, yeah, you do. You're behind. He said, I'm gonna do it, Coach. I got it. I said, do it. I don't want to hear that you're gonna do it. Do it. I said, do it right now.
Yep.
And so he downloaded the app, and now he's at 2 miles. So
yeah, after watching Big Mike, no excuses. He just, there's no excuses. He got out there and busted it.
We did a couple drive-bys. Like, you good, man? He's like, yep. And he just like kept going. I was like, this is your chance.
Focused.
Pop in. He's like, awesome. I got that, and he did it. And I'm like, you're right, no excuses. Like, he crushed that run.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I think it took him, it took him an hour and it would take us 45 minutes to run the whole thing, and it took him about an hour. hour and 5 minutes or something.
He was right behind you guys. It wasn't like he did it.
Every chance we get, like, hey, come over. You don't have to finish the letter.
Yeah.
I'm finishing.
Yeah.
And he did it. Man, I was super impressed.
What a stud.
Yeah, so that was cool. And hopefully as we continue to do this, things get better and 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 better. So,
We get warmer out. More people can join us. Grit will join us.
I have a dinner. We, not I, we as in the Hendersons, we have dinner at the Tri-Delta House tomorrow night. So I assume some of those young ladies will come, and then when they come, lots of other people will come. And it's pretty amazing what a group of smart, attractive women can do. It's just true. You get a group of girls that's like, hey, let's go do this together, and people will follow. And it's just it's how life works.
This is how life
We're
works.
running out of battery.
How long?
It's flashing red. I don't get a percentage.
Did we not charge it?
I charged it. We've been shooting for an hour and a half though straight.
We normally do shoot that long though.
It's good pod.
How long?
I have no clue. It's
Well-
flashing red though, so for me that means any second generally.
Okay. Well,
If it dies, it dies, in the
If
words
it
of
dies,
Ivan
it
Drago.
dies.
I mean, that can keep going.
They can still hear our nasally
can
drone.
you turn
Like,
this
we can-
one on when that one dies?
I mean,
Just talk.
yeah, I just have to. Yeah.
So keep going.
Yeah, you can do it.
I
Okay.
don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Right there.
So where were we? Beautiful girls doing smart,
No,
good
you
things.
always use the
People first. Women.
intangible attributes first. Smart, funny. Don't talk about the looks till the end. That's what I've noticed.
Okay. Duly noted.
That's how I operate in my class because I teach mostly all girls. So gotta learn how to, because when you talk about dudes, you don't talk about them being. You don't talk about their looks first. You talk about other things. Oh, he's really a hard worker. He's funny. So I just try to apply those same rules.
I disagree, but that's
You never bring in a guy for a business meeting and be like, well, he's hot and he's a hard worker and he went to Harvard. You don't do that. What do you think? Am I right or
I was
wrong?
waiting. I was just waiting for you to ask
Here we
me.
go. Yeah.
Well, but these days, like, you think about it. You bring a couple walks into a dinner party. The wife starts talking to the ladies over here or anybody. The guy starts talking over here. What do they ask a guy first? What do you do?
Uh-huh.
What do they ask a guy? What do they ask a girl? What does your husband do? Mm-hmm. Still happens. No. So these days, you need to compliment us first on red appear.
Ha.
Right appear first. Every woman wants to be called beautiful, and of course
That's
we do.
good.
But women
right.
need to be a little bit more complimented on the
I guess I
smarts.
just take it for a given. Like the women I hang out with in my life are just brilliant people. I don't know. It's just no. Like, I don't have
We
to
want
go
to
around
be
and like
complimented on the
compliment them.
smarts and the personality traits too.
I'm a high school teacher. I have a range of.
You do.
I've got
There's a lot
range
of variation between
Lots
kids
of
there.
Here's
very-
the thing, we just
various
like
levels of
compliments. We just like compliments.
It's true. You like
It's true.
compliments. So
Women
what
do.
you're saying is when you I don't know, I try not to talk about looks anyway. Just it's 2020. You don't know who's going to take
Absolutely.
what the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know. I know, like, one thing, like, I've always said, like, the women in my family, we have always had, all of us have had our own careers, successful careers, independent careers, and I want to be recognized for that. I want to be recognized for that's what I do on my own, let alone what your partner does. So it should be, you should be noted for what you do as well.
The stuff that you've earned, because your looks, some people earn their looks through, like I've been excited about, losing weight and looking at myself in the mirror. I still look, I must have body dysmorphia or something, because I look at myself and I'm just like, God, you fat in piece, man.
I think you look great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, but I see this blob, and when I'm running,
it's not just with girls.
I'm running. I've had body image issues my whole life, and
it's hard.
I blame my father, who's sitting upstairs right now.
Why do you blame him?
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. For genetics, or for he used to give you a hard time?
No, my dad's he's
super fit,
stud athlete his whole life. So all American and track and cross country, and
I think it's easy to just get anybody to get down on themselves.
And then he started running, running a lot, semi-pro, started doing triathlons, Ironman. He just always fit. And I was like, doesn't move the needle. And now I'm like doing the marathon. I'm like, come on, you can do it. Come on. He's like, I've already done a bunch of those. I don't know. He's like, been there, done that. I don't need it anymore. But he's still a doer. He just does things in different ways. So speaking of doing and being a doer, you guys caught a rant out of me yesterday.
It's true. This is a good one.
Or actually it was during the week. Thursday or Friday. So what had happened was I've always been more trusting than I should be to high school kids. Not because you can't trust them, but because their brains are developing, their prefrontal cortex is not wired to make good decisions. Mostly boys. Well, that's kind of starting to change. I had some phone chargers, not that big of a deal, but and these were behind my desk on a table that and they were both stolen. And I had a bunch of food stolen out of my fridge. And the funny thing is, if they would have asked me, I would have said yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can have that food, but now I'm down to, and these phone chargers weren't like, you see hundreds of them if you're in a library or a college campus or on a high school campus, because everyone brings their charger now because it's about to die by 7:00 in the morning. These were brightly colored. They had my name and room number on it, and it was obvious whose they were. They stole 2 of them, and I'm just getting sick of the way we're treating kids. They think they can do whatever they want, and there's no consequences for anything, and everyone thinks they're entitled to your stuff, and and it inconvenienced me, and I was very upset about that. And hopefully we're getting towards the rock bottom of this stuff, because it's going to blow up in our faces. You're going to have a bunch of young people that step foot on college campuses that think that they should be the professor.
It already happened. I mean, this toothpaste is out of the tube as far as I'm concerned. With like just Google the Brett Weinstein thing at Evergreen State College.
Oh, yeah.
These kids just railroaded a professor, and the administration there was just spineless. This
and his wife.
And the wife. Yeah, and his wife. Exactly. This is one example, but there are many more like this increasingly that the students control the campus at college. And I think at the high school level too, depending on where you're at. I'm Free State, when I was there, it at times felt that way. There was this witch hunt going on, and it was in vogue to just call everyone every kind of, racist, homophobe, yada, yada, yada. And there was great power. That was a currency that was heavily traded at that school. Who could be the one to call racist the loudest?
And see, I decided, especially after going through what we've gone through, and then on Friday when people listen to Miss Wagner and Tucker Wagner's mom, and talk about what people go through. And I'm just going to be like, I just decided, no matter the cost, I got to be that one adult in their life that tells them what it's actually like outside these walls. Because now, while most kids are good, and most kids, it's not most kids, but it's the handful that make it so difficult for everyone else. And
And the sad thing is, too, I'd say that there really is racism and homophobia at this school, every school. It exists. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but to constantly look for it in places that it's not really, you're imagining things at some point. And so when something really happens, you've cried wolf so many times, now no one's listening. And that's frustrating, I think, for kids that truly are being marginalized at the school. Like, don't dilute the actual message that should be said.
Right. And we're harping on that a ton. And, meanwhile, the truth of the matter is I was ready to quit. I told my wife, I hate this. I'm ready to be done. And it came to I don't know. This was after football season. So there was only a handful of weeks left in school. And this kid was cursing out a girl. A young man was cursing out a girl. She was yelling too, so she's not 100% innocent. But I said, hey, let's knock it off. Okay, let's knock it off and get going. And he turned around, looked at me right in the eyes, and he was like, F you too. And he said, what you, and he called me the N-word. And I said, oh, I kind of looked down and, it was November, or December, so I got my light shade on right now. And I kind of laughed and kept trying to play it off. Like, all right, bud, just keep going. And he was like, F you, you BNA or BAN, and then he was talking about how he was going to whoop me. And
that's a
high school kid. There was other teacher there, and then one of the principals was standing there, and he could hear it. And I love the guy. I'm not going to blame it on him. I think his hands are tied for other things. And then the kid wanted to come back and get into it a little more. And then he threatened my wife and kids. He's going to come to my house and beat me in front of my wife and kids and take care of them. And then I finally looked over at the boss, the admin that was in there. And I was like, that kid comes to my house. This is going to end very poorly for him. And at that point, I had it. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to find another job. And I hated it. And nothing happened to the kid. He didn't get suspended.
The soft bigotry of low expectations is all I hear. And
that's it. And it's that. I've got great kids. I've got the best kids. I've got kids that I will let walk into my house because I like them and I care so much about them. I let kids watch my own kids. But it's not them. It's the handful that...
It's the adults that enable this behavior. At some point, the adults need to be the adults and start handling it.
Hurting? You hurting over there listening to this?
No. I could do a whole show.
Same.
We could. This could
talk about this.
Oh.
I just need to be a little bit more organized in my thoughts.
I got you. Well...
Go on that tangent.
I didn't know where I was going to go with this, but I wanted to talk about it this week because we are now, young kids are now, it's about 50-50. Not every kid can be successful in some form or another. That I truly believe. But there's going to be, every generation is going to have their innovators and stuff and their motivators. And it seems like it's about 50-50 where the kids are like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get mine and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make it. I'm going to put that on my shoulders and I'm going to go do it. And then there's kids who are like, I think that people should be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. And
give me.
And that's okay. And I just, like Kobe Bryant, I have no tolerance for lazy people.
Oh,
that's true.
And
the word lazy makes me want to cringe.
And when you're a public high school teacher, you have to have a little bit more tolerance for lazy people, especially teenagers, especially teenage boys. But now you're starting to see it a lot more in teenage girls, which you didn't used to. So it's just all this strange cycle that's got to come to a halt eventually. And that's why I decided I'm going to be the teacher I'm going to be the real example. I'm going to run this freaking marathon and show you what a little hard work could do. And I'm using the word I right now because we're doing it at school, because I want to create more doers, and I'm already doing that with certain kids and football players and kids in my leadership organization and other kids in my class, but I need more kids to see that. I need more kids to come to school on Monday, pop open charity miles and be like, God dang, Henderson put in 17 miles this week, or I want to catch him. That's what I want. I want to create this drive in people. And it's working. It really is. It is working.
You brought up Kobe. I mean, everybody already heard the news on this, but one of the things that got me with that guy, and I brought up LeBron James the last couple times as an example, but Kobe. So Kobe and Allen Iverson came in the league in the same year, which I had forgotten, but this is now 20 plus years ago.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So they were friends, and they had just gotten drafted and all this stuff, and they were hanging out, and they had dinner together. No, I don't know what it was. Iverson was in LA to play the Lakers, and they were buddies, and Kobe said, I'll pick you up, let's go get dinner and stuff. Even though they're playing against each other, they wanted to get some food. They go get their dinner, they talk, and it's 6 o'clock, they get back in the car, and Iverson's like, hey, you want to go to the club and go party? Like, spend all this money you've been making? Granted, Kobe's like 17 or 18 at the time, but like, and Kobe's like, no, I'm a pass. I'm heading to the gym right now. I'm going to go put some shots up right now. Like, I need to get better, work on my fundamentals and just get some shots up. So Iverson goes to the club. Kobe goes to the gym to work hard.
Talking about practice, man.
He's talking about practice. He's talking about the game he loves, but practice. And that's the point. Like, I was like, not that Iverson, like, he's still in my opinion, probably top 50 greatest players to ever play the game.
Oh, for sure.
But Kobe is arguably the best that's ever done it, or top 3 or top 4. Like, he is it. He's on the Mount Rushmore.
For sure. So
that's the difference. When you're at that margin there, all the talent in the world, it gets you so far, but it doesn't get you to the pinnacle of what you're trying to do. And that's what someone like Kobe, I think, really did embody that mentality to get after it instead of going to the club, which he could have done. And he probably still would have been really good.
And that's the deal. And what we got to do is find a way to create more Kobe's, more doers, more get after it people who are normal people.
Yes.
Because none of us are 6'7", 220 pound freaks of nature.
Well,
so when you combine the two,
and what are kids looking at? What are kids looking at? They're on Instagram. They're on social media. It's all televised. What are they looking at? These people that are glorified, and and there's a lot of people that are doing great things that are celebrities and whatever, but these kids need to see us normal people fighting the battles, winning the battles. Why? Because we put the work in. And like you're saying, you're going to be that teacher. I strive to be that person, that parent. There's that saying, if your kid doesn't like you, especially a teenager, you're doing it right.
Doing your job.
You're doing your job.
Okay.
They're not going to like you right now. But that's because we are trying to teach them something. It's okay if you're not their favorite teacher. It's okay if you're not their favorite parent right now. You're teaching them.
I feel so bad for Ella. I mean, ultimately we have a pretty good relationship, but she there's a time where she's like, dude, F you. And the funny thing for me is, like, she's going to get in high school and she may need to go to a different high school that I don't work at, because all of her friends are going to like me, and she's going to go sit down at the lunch table and be like, God, your dad's so awesome. And she's going to be like, F that guy. That guy sucks.
I couldn't imagine being the worst. I had my brother is 5 years younger than me. When I started in Las Vegas, I did have him. Technically, he was like a student aide or something. I don't remember, but like, it was weird. Like, I don't know. It's probably better at different things, different schools, different stuff.
That's the whole thing, though. We gotta convince ordinary people that they can be extraordinary, because what we don't realize is Kobe Bryant was extraordinary, who put in extraordinary work, which made him a GOAT. It didn't just make him a Hall of Famer. It made him in the argument of greatest of all time.
Yeah, but you're saying like the physicality, 6'7" and all that.
Nothing we can do about that.
Nothing you can do about that. But inside of all of us, I'm not saying we're all gifted the same way that Kobe was with some other attributes, but you have to find that thing that you can do, that you could be your own greatest of all time. Like, be today. And figure out the way to be your own Kobe in your own domain, whatever that looks like, is being a parent or a student or whatever it is you do. And I think that's what that old adage, a little bit better every single day.
Get a little bit better.
And that's what Kobe did. And he maximized what he was given to become the greatest of all time. And I think all the stars have to align to get to be that.
Right.
But we could all do a version of it. And the excuses stop. Like, get after it.
It's easy to make excuses. There's so many things to get distracted in. And I'm going to probably keep this on the table here forever, because I just think about, like, we need more people that are like, here I am, send me. Mm-hmm. We need that. Society needs that. And if we can create every week, if we can get one person to join the dark side or the bright side, whatever you want to call it. I kind of like the dark side because I kind of like fighting evil in my head. We'll be a better place, man.
Yeah. Well, follow us on all the different social media things. Tell a friend, please.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on it. We're growing, baby.
Tell a friend, and it's keeping the wind in the sails around here so that we can keep bringing awesome guests on to tell their stories and get people hooked up with the resources they need. We will end pediatric cancer. That's why we're doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Thanks to listeners like you. Hey, do you guys want to call it and go outside and enjoy some weather?
Yep.
All right. Till next time. Signing off. See ya.